Okay, thank you. Let's continue our team coverage now of these storms with Elise Noe in our newsroom. You have some important reminders from doctors before we have to shovel all that heavy, wet snow. Elise?
Yeah, Chris, that's right. Many homeowners will, of course, be clearing their driveways and sidewalks this weekend. And that's why doctors want to remind people that shoveling wet and heavy snow can quickly take a toll on the body. Now, doctors tell us they often see an increase in emergency room visits after major snowfalls. Now, those visits can include falls, muscle strains, and back injuries, but doctors say the most serious cases involve heart attacks triggered by intense physical exertion, especially for those at a higher risk.
Do you have a history of heart disease? Have you already been experiencing chest pain with exertion or shortness of breath with exertion prior to this snowfall? Do you have risk factors, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes? Do you smoke, strong family history? All of those things are going to put you at higher risk.
Doctors recommend taking frequent breaks and lifting smaller amounts of snow at a time. They also say to push snow whenever possible instead of lifting it, and to use your legs, not your back, when you need a shovel. And if you feel chest pain, dizziness, or shortness of breath while shoveling, you should stop immediately and seek medical help. Now, another safety concern is power outages. For folks with a generator that runs on gas, be sure to have enough fuel to keep it running, but also have an extension cord so you can keep it at least 20 feet away from your house. It can pose a fire hazard, and the exhaust can build up carbon monoxide if you need it to run it. Chris.